Welcome to Formula Experiences at VIR full course with the Radical SR1. As we go down the start-finish straightaway and past the start-finish line, look ahead to the turn 1 brake zone, looking ahead for the arrow board for your turn-in marker, looking ahead to the apex curbing, just touching the edge of the road, and then adding power nice and smooth as you unwind the steering wheel to the middle of the road, upshifting through the gears, braking at turn 2 out to the outside right side of the road, setting up for 3, smooth on the power, leaving yourself some room on the curbing, and then braking nice and hard for turn 4, turning down towards the apex curb, keeping it on the left side, and then adding power as you go through 5, looking way ahead here through the lower S's, adding power and starting to upshift as you come onto the bridge straightaway, going through the gears, setting up for the uphill S's, which is a very fast good flow section that you really need to be careful through, trying to stay off the curves for the most part, and staying on the right side of the track as you crest the hill here. Just brush the brakes and then turn in nice and smooth, noting that the exit curbing is a little bit blind because of the hills, and braking on the uphill for turn 11, just missing the apex curbing out to the left side, brake a little bit again, turn in, and then back to power. Again, you've got a lot of curbing on the left there to use if you need it, but try not to use it every lap. Then up the back straightaway here, just drawing a straight line down the right side as it bends to the right, checking your gauges, upshifting on the shift lights, looking at that corner worker before you crest the hill to make sure everything is clear, and picking your brake point, being conservative about the 3 or 4 to begin with as you brake through the left-hander, and then transition off the brakes as you turn to the right, nice and smooth on the power down the hill. This is called roller coaster. Track out, set up for hog pin, braking at the end of the painted curb as you go down the hill, and then a little bit of maintenance power, adding power as you hit the compression at the bottom of the hill, and tracking it all the way out to the left side curbing. That's completing 1 lap. We're starting back down the pit straight on the full course, going through the little right hand kink, looking for the start finish tower. And again, our brake zones being conservative about 5 or 6 as you get a little bit of a wiggle on the brakes, getting to the left side, turning at that arrow board, down to the apex curbing, and smoothly on the power on the blacktop there, middle of the road as you track out. Again, eyes up, looking through turn 2 here, a little bit off of the curb, braking out towards the right side to set up for 3, nice and smooth with your turn in, back to power. Just after the curb on the brakes, looking ahead to turn 4, nice and tight, keeping it to the left side of the road initially, and transitioning back to the right. Smooth on the power, setting up for the lower S's, trying to stay off the curbing, nice and smooth on the power, upshifting as you go down the bridge straightaway, and here we are again for the uphill S's, setting up for this high speed section. You want to stay full left around the first left-hander here, then you get a little bit of a crest, you want to be straight over the hill there, nice and smooth on the power, trying not to be too hard on the curbs, and then keeping it to the right, a little bit of a brush of the brake, back to power as you go past the apex, careful of that exit curb that's blind. Braking on the uphill here, turning through the first apex, braking again at the outside edge of the road, turning, and then back to power, using minimal amount of curb as you track out, and then upshifting through the gears, eyes up, check your mirrors, check your gauges, looking ahead for the flag station at the top of the hill on the left side there, making sure all is clear. And then as you come over the hill, looking for those brake markers somewhere around the 3 as you work your way up to speed, and then braking through the left-hander, starting to come off the brakes as it crests, and then back downhill, turning in to the right, adding power through turn 15, tracking out to the right, wait for the end of the curb, then turn and brake. A little bit of a coast here, maintenance power, and then back to throttle as you get to the bottom of the hill. Again, looking up, and then at the end of your session, pitting in on the right side, rejoining pit lane.